This is the Golf Rehab and Performance Podcast. I'm sitting here with Wynne, John, and Horace, all local Nashville guys. We're at the Sanctuary Golf and Social Club competing for the Kumite tournament. It's a unique tournament. Lots of talents coming in here and a pretty big prize, if I remember correctly. But we got some interesting folks here. I want to let you guys introduce yourselves. We'll start with you, Wynne, what you got going on, how you got here to teach in a big portion of the competitors here today, how that all kind of happened, and then what you got going on with the WB Golf Academy.
I got you. So about 2 weeks ago, I started Wynne Golf Lab. It's in Nolensville, Tennessee. It features the WB Golf Academy.
Okay.
These are a couple of my students, and here at the Golf Sanctuary, I'm a member here, and it's super important to me to keep my playing relationship up, even though I teach so many people. So the Wynne Golf Lab is more of like a place for everybody to come, not just my students.
I see.
So we measure stuff and then we train stuff. And that's the big thing, right? Is getting your body fit for like what you do. And then making sure that I can put some sort of swing together for that, you know? So like everybody's different. They'll tell you that for sure. So it's a cool experience. And here at the Golf Sanctuary, like everybody's a member, everybody's nice, like play events and have fun. And it's just a place to come and get away from things and everything.
Yeah,
So
very cool. So you see guys very talented, but you're also seeing folks who want to get started.
yeah, they're all over the place. Beginners, juniors, good amateur players, professionals like them, coaches even. So it's like, it's all over the map.
Yeah. Okay, and so you're able to take the data, because you collect a whole bunch of data there, and interpret it depending on their level of work rate.
Right, correct.
Right.
Yeah, so with TrackMan I use, and then the force plates are smart to move plates. So like, I always think it's important, like I can always teach forces and everything like that, but I think it's important for me to know exactly what they feel, one, and then we interpret that and then be able to see that. That's the big thing.
Yep, I see.
The communication level is a little bit different, depends on what your body can do, of course. But mostly like golf's so much speed oriented now, regardless at any level. So it's like those force plates with your lateral and your rotation and your vertical, all of that percentage, I can see exactly what you do. And that's the most important, is what they do or I do versus me teaching one simple fact to everybody.
Yep, understand where the forces are coming from. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, well, great. John, tell us a little bit about how you got introduced to Wynne, how he's helped you get to where you're at, and what you're up to right now.
So I graduated college in 2019, and then I turned professional in 2020, right before COVID. And then played for a few years professionally, not full time, but there was spurts where it was full time. And then about 2 months before the Kumite last year, really I shut down permanently. And then I obviously love golf, and I want to play in this still. So I came and played in it, and I started working a sales job at that time. Then I talked with Michael and a bunch of people here. Like I've known them for years. I played in the Kumite a couple of times, and then I just bit the bullet and I said, you know what, I'm gonna join here because I knew Trey and I saw how much I'm in horse, how much
It's both.
it's both. Yeah, I've known you for a long time.
Besides Horace, besides Trey.
Trey played this morning,
Yeah, Trey played this morning.
but
Then
I joined, and after I met him last year, literally a year ago today, and then just asked him a few questions, picked his brain. I've been coached by a lot of different,
Yeah.
very renowned coaches, and I was very surprised at first with how much knowledge he had and how easy it was for him to grasp everything and make it so like so much different for everyone else. Like he can tell me some verbiage that he couldn't tell other people because I understand things, and it just was a match made in heaven because it was easy. I worked with him one time, and the next time I went out and played at my home course at Hermitage, and I lipped out for 59. I was like, oh, well,
tap in for a 60.
well, that's
It's easy day.
it was an easy day. But then I kept working the jobs the whole year, and we kept working together. We can't. This like it's not a player coach relationship. We're all family here. That's the main thing that people don't understand when you get a coach like Wynne. Like if you get to know him, become part of his family.
Yeah.
And I'll do anything for him. So I mean, this has been a match made in heaven. And as time has gone on, he's always knew about the forces, being able to tell me what to do. And it's hard as a player to understand like what he's trying to get you to do at first sometimes. But having the force plates and smart to move plates, that data right there, really, he can get after you, and it makes sense because you feel like you're doing something, but
You get to see it.
yeah, the feel versus real, and then you get the data right there to immediately like, oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then as time has gone on, like he's been working on getting this open for the last month and a half, and I've helped him out a little bit, and I was lucky enough to be one of the first people on the force plates, and I immediately like saw the progression very fast because when I first started, like a year ago today, he'll tell you my fastest swing speed was probably 113, 114. And today I'm cruising 25 to 30. And it's just controlled.
I give you 116.
I appreciate it.
It's a 5-iron.
Yeah.
But like it's just a matter of knowing how to do it because I mean, under the like and everything, there's times where you feel uncomfortable, but if you can go back to the basics of like what he tells me of load up, like you start by loading up the backswing and then you keep going. And I have a couple things in my head that I literally tell myself
Triggers.
that just go immediately. Like my last shot in the last match, I
Remembered.
yeah, kind of. But I had 225 in. I hit 6-iron to 8 feet and won the match, and that was that.
Yeah.
And I knew once it came off the club, it was perfect.
I knew it was a 600.
Yeah.
But
That's the biggest thing, though. We hang out all the time. Like, that's super important to me.
See?
I teach a ton of people, but it's like the relationship there that you build with people is way more important to me than just a golf swing.
Yeah.
And also things like with people that their body bothers them. Obviously, you see that all the time.
That's right.
I think they have problems that bother them. And Trey will tell you a specific example, and John has specific examples with the body. Nobody's body's perfect.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is building a swing around that can still move. Right? So
Yeah.
that's one of the things, especially when I went out to TPI on Carlsbad the second week of October. Like that was the biggest thing. I was always a club face guy and then forces at the same time too. But not so much anymore. I kind of work everything from the ground up. So like that's the thing, right? Is in golf, relationships always hold together.
Yeah.
The most important thing is do you know what that person's doing right in front of you? Right? And that's what I've always tried to do.
Yeah.
And then we sometimes we're like, oh gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. Or oh gosh, Wynne, this doesn't feel right. And that's okay. Like that's the thing, is everybody's human.
I hate him as much as I love him. So
trust me, there's like we scream at each other. Like literally, like if there was a
he's
kid,
like, I know, man. Like, you got to do it. Like, I'm like, no, I don't. I hate this.
Yeah.
I don't understand this. He goes, you will.
and going back to being a family and everything, this guy right here I've known for years. He's the one that told me, hey, you need to just listen to him and just give him a try. That's one of the biggest thank yous I've had, just because it's
Took
been
it and ran with it.
yeah. Granted, when I quit playing professionally, I lifted like a mother trucker just to get build my body back up. Now that I'm in the place where I have instabilities. We all have instabilities, and I'm always working on my internals. I'm always working on this, that, and the other. And like I have right side lower back pain. It's very common with golfers at high speeds, just because you have so much torque in your body. He has knee problems.
My IT band on my left side's bad.
And it's just
Clicky hit.
It's just
Makes sense.
he finds a way to get you, like sometimes like he'll tell you the same thing, but then 2 weeks later you're still working on the same thing, but it's just a little different, just a little fine tuning. There's actually a direction, unlike like I've been with other coaches, and there's no direction. Like they're just seeing
Very
pieces.
general.
They're just seeing pieces and trying to put the puzzle together without having some of the data that he has, and that's the hardest part. That for players at a high level at times, they go for help, and then they get lost. Like that was me. I got lost when I was playing professional golf. Like I lost myself, especially in competition. Like when I was playing for fun or whatever, completely different golfer. When I was in competition under Leon, I could have done what I did today. I would have been at home, sitting at home right now, pet my dog.
See,
That's the thing about
Trey
the
showed up
Day
there.
tournament. The time it is during the year, there's so many good players here that you have to be on your game.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also indoors too. So like people, there's only 3 shots you're hitting indoors, basically. You're in a driver, you're in an iron, you're in a wedge. And then those are more calculated on track, man. And maybe 20 to 30% of it is guessing. So it's like, that's the factor that you can kind of take away from outside, saying, hey, I'm just not always going to get the best breaks. But if I've got a 5th or 6th gear or even an 8th gear that I can go to, then I can kind of rely on that under a pressure situation versus a 25 to 30% luck factor, right? Yep. So
I see.
That's a big thing. So.
Yeah. John, where are you at right now? What's your next steps?
Trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
I'm looking for jobs right now. Professional golf, I would love to get back into, but financially, if I don't have the positioning to do it, then I'm not going to waste the time. I'm going to keep working on myself and know that that's going to come eventually. Yeah. Whether it be 2-3 years from now, whatever it is, and I still will always be working towards it. Yeah. And this place has brought me back to that because it's like the vibes, everything about this place is so much more relaxed. Playing professionally, it's a job. You have to grind. You have to do it. And like I love it. I can do it all day long.
But that's the thing people don't realize. Like you've kind of got your body in place always, and then you kind of have to work your butt off, right? And so like sometimes like we kind of have a little method or things that we practice on. It's always wedges, it's always mid irons, and it's always driver. And then every 2 or 3 weeks, we'll do a speed session, 50 to 100 balls, just as hard as you can go. That's my favorite. They know that. That's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
I haven't done that yet because I want to puke.
He's watched me after.
It's so much fun.
So I didn't know my balls I was hitting. I just kept climbing and climbing, and I would. He told me as soon as I dropped, my ball speed drops 2-3 miles an hour, 2 times in a row, we're done. 35 balls later, I'm literally about to puke. He was there. That was my like a month and a half working into him. Wow. Working with him, and I hadn't hit like I was 170, 172 ball speed guy, and then all of a sudden that day I hit 190. Just like that.
In my head, I was like, "Oh, he's about to. It's coming. Oh, he's gonna puke. He's gonna do it." And he didn't. He held it. He tried a couple times. It was about to come, man. He had food on his stomach. It would have came up.
2 or 3 things with speed, though, right? So it took us probably 7 months to just get him loaded up in his backswing.
Yeah.
So a lot of things working with people, and I know you see that, where it's like, hey, you need to do these exercises every day and dedicate yourself to that.
Yep.
Not necessarily, okay, this is about this, and not necessarily being about a robot. Like our body's different every day.
Yeah.
I call it every lesson getting it back to maintenance. So like wherever we were before, I get you back to that first. And then if we can build on that, that's fine.
Yep.
If not, there may be things that we work on the same thing for 3 or 4 years. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. And everybody's different. You know? Yep. That's what's super important to me. And then with the speed training, it's always just a way to let go. You know? So
it's a great way to let go of anger too.
Yeah, structured. Yeah, smart.
Like and I think going back to piggybacking off of what he just said, everyone has their own DNA. I have my own DNA. Forrest has his own DNA. When he has his own DNA, we all know what we are. I'll always know what my issues are going to be, and no matter how much I perfect this, it's always going to be like a little balancing act. You're never going to be perfect. And there's going to be times where you're firing all cylinders. Don't get me wrong, but then 2 weeks later, as like with anything in life, your body can be like, oh, I'm just not feeling the greatest today, and the next thing you know, it's just a little bit off. And one thing that he does so well is make it with the data, with everything else, is he already knows what he's gonna do with you when he sees 5 swings. Mm-hmm. He already knows everything, and he interprets it to where we start with step one. Once we get step one accomplished, then you go work on it. You go work on it. Like one of my best friends, he just started working with him, and immediately he, like within a week, he got down, and he played professional golf. He's a fantastic player, and just seeing that and being around him, seeing all the different lessons that he does, just the way his verbiage to being able to talk to anyone different,
right? Yep.
is incredible.
I see. Now, Horace, how have you gotten involved with Wynne?
Kind of the same thing. It was just met him here one day, and he started kind of work. Well, he used to work at a place that's not be named, but no, we used to have a kind of relation. It was a work relationship. Was where I first met him. Was kind of through that. It's kind of about the same time, and we were kind of working with Seymour, working with where he was at. Kind of came in here, and I think that was kind of like the icebreaker more than anything. And then he came in and started watching some of my swings, and he instantly saw what it was. I think when we're talking about these force plates and everything else was him, what got me when I first met him was he doesn't need those tools. I think a lot of those tools that he has is more for the student's sake than his own sake, because when he shares something with you, you're like, but I feel like I'm doing that. You feel like you are, you feel like you are, you feel like you are. You don't understand why you don't. And all of a sudden you get on, these force plates, and all of a sudden it's just like, you're not doing any of that. You're doing nothing. You're literally hitting at 320 and you have no lower body movement. And he's like, that shows you how much more you have in you. And just by working on some of that just in itself, but that was kind of the first step of me understanding, like, okay, I got to trust this then. But we've been probably 3 months or 4 months of little tidbits here and there, more like helper lessons, nothing big. And then we kind of went in depth on one. It was the in-depth one that kind of tried to change where my movement in the golf swing was. Like he kept coming in here and giving me little tidbits. I was like, all right, I'm gonna start paying you and do the real thing, because all these tidbits, we did this for 4 months and it hadn't changed a thing. I'm still taking the club back the same way. I got to see. And then we went in there and he kept showing me, and you can ask him. It just made me so angry to feel like I'm doing this. And then he shows me on camera. I'm like, it's still there. If it was a doll, I'd throw it up against the wall right now.
They both called me literally almost simultaneously after they got done, and he said, I wore Trey's tail out.
And I called him up and go, I'm not doing anything with my lower body, and I'm exhausted.
He said, I'm taking 3 days off. Don't call me. Don't text me.
I think the biggest thing was he used to wear this knee brace. That thing drives me insane.
Yeah.
He wears a brace. I get it. Like it's more.
This wasn't loading right. I would literally concave.
It's something that your body's doing that he's replicated for years, and we're gonna get out of it.
Yeah.
Like that drives me insane.
We had no vertical. I only had lateral and no rotational.
He would go he never loaded it up in the backswing, and then he would go so laterally in the downswing. So there was all acceleration on the downswing and the max break.
And you see my left knee doing
that's
this.
a story for a different day. So like that's where you come in, where it's like, hey, here at the Golf Sanctuary, we watch and hang out, and that's the funnest part, right? But the thing is, too, is like people have body injuries. I see it all the time. And some of that is 90% of like, hey, a movement that you're making that may be a compensation for what you should be doing, right? Mm-hmm. So I think, and speed's the big thing, right? That's the one thing where speed with both of these guys, we literally started at a sandwich and work that ball speed up every club.
I see.
And not just driver. And I think a lot of times where people are working on their speed, it's they just start with their driver, or they buy some gimmick product that's not going to work. And everybody does that. It's totally fine. But I think there's so many coaches that are amazing here in Nashville that will maybe start by just saying, hey, this is go work your speed with your driver. Well, if you have 84 miles an hour with your 60-degree wedge, let's get it to 90 first.
Yeah.
That's really the hardest part.
Yeah.
And then start working the way through the bag. So.
But I think one thing I wanted to touch on, I kind of wanted to explain on this, is I work with Seymour. And we're center shafted putters. We have a bunch of different little, we have kind of our thing is face balance and impact, but we have so many different varieties, because a lot of these center shafted putters you get to today are all face balance. So they're all zero torque and everything else. And that's a one size fits all. And with us, and I think what's kind of cool that like this whole podcast with him, I've always thought about this as well, as we have so many different putters and so many different varieties because not one size fits everybody in a club. That's why you have different shafts. That's why you have different drivers. That's why you have different toe hangs and different models of this, that, and the other. But you've seen so many pros along the way come in and they're a one size fits all like coach. They're one trick ponies. They want to model every swing after this, but you might be taking away what somebody's natural superpower is, what he calls their natural superpower in the golf swing, and not building around that by trying to make them do what this limited understanding of a golf swing is. And with him, he tries to take what you're really good at and build that around. That's why if you look at all his students, like there's not one. I've seen so many pros that when they get done with them, they all have the same swing. They all have the same exact swing. Like if you look at it, they're very similar in what he does, but they all have different movements, just slightly different movements because of build, arm hang, everything. Like you should not have a person who's 6'3", with longer arms swinging it like a 5'8" guy with short arms. The swing shouldn't look the same. You're having to manipulate something to make that happen, and Wynne doesn't really do that.
Yep.
He finds what your build is, figures out what you do really well, and then tries to build around that. And then at the end of it, if you get to perfection, they're gonna slowly start to mold into like very similar concepts of swings and very similar whatever, but it's still going to be based on the same thing. It's like if I'm 5'8" or I'm 6'2", I'm going to have a different plane. Like, so you can't take everything on the same plane. He doesn't worry about a plane. He worries about forces.
Yeah.
And if everything becomes passive in the fact that you're working with these forces, the club goes back on its proper plane and you don't have to worry about it. Mm-hmm. You don't have to manipulate it because you're working with ground forces. Everything else just becomes passive in the swing. And so hearing that from him, it made a lot of sense to me just because of working with Seymour and working with the fact that I understand that we have so many different varieties in a center shaft, market that's literally one trick ponies. You have to learn how to putt like this or you're going to putt like crap with it. Well, with him, on the other hand, it's like you don't have to do this. Just work on the forces and the swing somehow starts to kind of mold and take care of itself. Yeah. So he's always been kind of like, I don't want to build a swing based on my concept of a swing. I want to build a swing based on your body and my concept of motion, and so, and forces and power and understanding like how to build that, I think is what kind of separates him and makes it a lot like what John was saying. It's a lot easier to kind of understand because he's trying to get you out here and he keeps telling you this, but then he gives you the next thing. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's how it gets out there. I was controlling it the wrong way. And I think I called him up when I had the epiphany. I did a towel drill. And I was like, oh, my arm's just literally going across my body as soon as I take the club back. And I was like, all right, let me feel. Is that why you call me?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come over here, man.
Yeah.
This is his son.
This is my son, man.
Very good.
We're doing a podcast right now, so we're talking into this thing. So yeah.
Say hi.
Say hi.
Hi.
This is Galen. I'll come out there in a minute, okay?
We're almost done.
So that's I think was the biggest thing is like the epiphany of like when I did this, I had to load. I had to do all this, and and seeing that from him is just, it makes you kind of a believer in it, but it wasn't like I wasn't before. It was just seeing that over and over again, having one good solid lesson with him was like, all right, cool. I'm in it now. So it's like, that's what, he's good.
Well,
he's good.
Very good. So it seems like you invested in force plates so that these guys would stop yelling at you.
No, 100% not. It's just a way for people I'm not the guessing guy.
Right.
I get to see it.
Knowledge, and I want you to be able to see it, and I want you to be able to have results.
Yeah.
And that's the most important.
And there's even little things he might not be able to see that he's like, oh, and he even sees it on the force plates. But he already hasn't, his biggest computer out of everything he has, his best computer is his mind. He can see stuff so quickly and so beautifully, like, and I'm starting to see now by picking his brain. But before I started talking to him, I was like, how the crap did he know that was going 30 yards right off of that swing? And now I can see it myself.
Yeah.
So, but he now with the force plates, he can show you without telling you. Like, yeah, you think you are. Look.
Yep. Bingo.
Yeah, it's an easy way. Like, we need to wrap this up because John has to go play that win us another match. But I think the easiest way is for people to reach out to Seymour, reach out to the Golf Sanctuary. I have a new website. It's WB Golf Academy, WB Golf Academy on Instagram. Like, that's the easiest way to get a hold of us. And then also, it's like, this is such an important place. Like, there's so many indoor golf places. This is more of like the social and family aspect and having fun instead of like me coming in here and worrying about 60 people teaching all day long. Yeah. So it's like, it's a way to get away from things too and have fun. That's the thing.
He thinks that until he sees me and I'm like, hey, Wynne. Hey, man, I've been thinking about something, man. I saw something the other day. And then after that, we're friends again. And then we just go on the trip, but for a moment, I have to figure the brain.
But I love this. They work their butt off all day, every day. And I think that's super important. And then we're always checking like body position. How's your back feel? How's your knee feel? Like those things are super important to people.
Yeah, 100%. And we try to find like the common link between what you're seeing, the swing characteristics, and why the force isn't going where it needs to be, and why the pain is there. Right. And it's usually not because of his low back where the pain is for why he can't get into his left side. It's usually something in the middle, right? It's a hip problem.
100%.
So you're seeing it at the foot with the ground reaction forces. He's feeling it in the back, and I'm finding it's coming from a hip.
100%.
It's a hip internal, whatever it might be, a glute on the right side, it turns out. So all these pieces.
Once we're done here, I know what you're going to tell me because it's
take a look.
But but like going to the last thing we'll say about everything. This place changed me. I'm thankful for it because I did not know what golf was going to look like for me moving forward after quitting playing professionally. And I have thoroughly enjoyed this place, and it's brought joy back into golf. Good. And that's one thing, like we talked about. Once that day I go back and start playing professionally again, that's what I'm gonna take from this place. Like I'm gonna have to. I enjoy it now. Like this is fun. Yeah. The Kumite is one of the most fun events I've ever played in. Like just indoors, wherever. Like it's a great atmosphere, great people, and Sean Doyle, Michael, everyone here, they run a hell of an event, and and all the member events are phenomenal too. That's the thing that people don't understand is like all the member events here are so fun. They have 2-man tournaments, they have individual tournaments. There's so much going on every month that you like if you're involved, you get so much out of your membership that people don't understand.
And the parties are pretty cool too.
Oh my gosh! Hey.
That's why they call it a social club.
Yeah,
I mean, can't forget that part. Yeah, very good.
Joel George
That's
Washington.
the thing. This is just like a club. You can make it whatever you want to.
Yeah.
Like you can come in and meet 70 people, or you can get in a bay and I tell people, hey, this is exactly what you should work on. Go do it. Yeah. So it's like you can do whatever you want.
Good. So. Well, I'll have the Sanctuary's info, all of your info. We'll put that in description, and folks can reach out to you.
I think we could do this again down the road too. Like just having discussions about golf and even helping beginners or whoever it is.
Good topic.
Their experiences is way more important than what I see. It's because the thing is you get out on a golf course and things are totally different.
That's right.
From day in to day out. Your body feels different, your swing feels different. We were talking about that this morning with his match. Play a match at 8 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes you get older, you don't always feel the same.
Didn't sleep well, couldn't feel my hands.
Which is so important for you being here working on everybody before. I totally appreciate that.
Of course. Yeah. Happy to do it.
As far as like Wynne Golf Lab going forward, we're going to open more locations all around the world. Ideally, we'd like to have more of a teaching facility, a gym, PT facility, all of that, all under one house.
Yep.
So that's kind of my plan. Just my headquarters just got started, and it's been amazing. So we'll just keep going.
Very cool. That's exciting stuff. Yeah. It's been an exciting start to the year for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, very cool, guys. Thanks for being here. We'll do it again.